conversation, all of us. So I guess to get things started, this is not your first collaboration with Willem, yes?
No, we did a short film, I think it was like 2 years before doing the film. But my character was really small in the short film. So we just like get to know each other, but like a little bit like how she worked, how I worked. So I think like we understood each other in the scene, which was nice. But this is like we worked a lot here, much more than in the short film.
So it was because of that short that she cast you on this film, or did she, what was sort of that process like?
Yeah, I think so. She did an audition to me for the short film, and so then she cast me for the short film, and then after a year she called me and she said like I have this script that I wrote and I would love you to do it, and it was the first time that someone says this to me. So
I'm sure it won't be the last.
I hope. So I read the script and I loved it, and I thought it was a huge opportunity for me to play this role. Yeah.
So did she, if she offered you the role, did she sort of allow you to, when you came in, change a little bit, or how was that, or was it very well defined beforehand?
I think Belen has been working with this script for like 5 years, so she really knew how she wanted to explain the story, and she really knew how the character was. I think you can see this in the film. I think that when you see a film that everything is, has an intention, you see it. And I think Belen, she's an amazing director. Like, it's really hard to find someone that really knows what she wants, and that also she knows how to explain to you. And she was really good explaining to me how she wanted this character to be. So, and she helped me so much to get into it. I think me and Sarah have some stuff in common, but not a lot. We come from different places totally, and we feel different and we think different. And it was really interesting to have a director to help you to go through all of this, like, I don't know how to say it, path.
For sure. So there wasn't much like improvisation or playing like this, no?
Not at all. Even if it looks like no.
No,
Everything was on the script.
Okay.
Everything.
Got it. And the other thing I'd like to ask you about is, your father is also in this film, correct?
Yeah, he's my real father.
Yes.
Yeah.
So how?
He's my real father.
So how was that?
Well, for me, my father is one of the best actors in Spain, and so it was an amazing opportunity to play together. Our relationship in real life has nothing to do with the relationship in the film. So it was kind of a game to play together, to like invent this awful relationship that they have. And it was interesting. I thought it was going to be more painful, but it wasn't. So it was really interesting. It was really good for the film because I think all the actors are like really good. So it was really nice to have my father and my Alex, the other character who plays Danny, is my best friend.
Oh.
So yeah, it was really nice.
So did you think that changed the relationship you had with your father, or no?
It didn't. At least we know now that we can work together.
For sure. So
yeah.
it made it better.
Yeah.
Does anybody else want to jump in? Yes, what a question.
Did the director envision you, your father, and your best friend as a group when she was developing this?
No, well, I think she probably thought of my father doing my father, because my father is a really important actor in Spain. But she offered me first. But when I read the script, I said to her, what if my father plays my father? And she said like, well, I thought of it already. Of course, I don't know if he will want to do it. So I told my dad, don't do it because of me. Just read the script, and if you like it, do it. But because you want to do it. And he loved the script, so. And my best friend, he's a really good actor too. But he Belen did auditions through lots of guys. So it wasn't because of me. It's just because he's really good.
The other answer is yes.
There's some things I did not understand about the story. You could tell by the names that it seems that the young woman and the younger brother had different mothers because of the names.
Yeah.
But so, I mean, I see the boy is disabled. Why is he in care? Where's the mother? And why is the young woman living in this place? It looks like it's run by social services.
It is, yeah.
What is the reason for that?
Well, I think one of the beautiful things of the movie for me is that it leaves you with thousands of questions. And I think this isn't the intention of the director, not to explain everything. And for me, when I did when I was working in this character, I asked her all of this stuff, like where do I come from, where have I lived of my whole life, and everything. So I know it. I don't know if it's interesting for me to explain to you what happened before in this in the life of this girl, of Sarah, but what I know, like the place where my brother lives, I don't know if I'm going to be able to say it in English, but is when they take the custodia of the parents,
The custody from your parents.
from your parents, you live in a place like this. So that's where my brother lived, and Sarah lived in a place like this too, because we don't have a mother. We don't have mother in either of us. I don't know. You can think whatever you want. Maybe she died, or I don't know, whatever you want. And the father, what I know for my character, when I worked in my character, is because he's a father that he doesn't know how to take care of the kids. He doesn't know how to love, or he tries, but he doesn't know how to. So when she was young, they took the custody from him too. So I lived in a place like this, and when you leave these places, all these girls that lives in these kind of places when they're young, they go out. They don't have any family. It's really hard for them to find a job because they don't have studies or anything. So it's ¿cómo se dice? Un centro, bueno, donde viven es un piso de maternidad.
Like maternity ward?
Maternity,
like a foster home of sorts?
O sea, donde vive ella, el piso donde vive ella, es como un piso así como I don't know how to say it, but like
Shelter?
Para madres solteras.
bueno, es como que el ayuntamiento como que da pisos a este tipo de chicas que no tienen recursos y son pisos como tutelados por el ayuntamiento, ¿no?
It gives a home to it's like some sort of shelter for those people?
Yeah,
I
so
think
that's where she
the
lives.
best, yes.
There's a lot of thousands of girls that lives in places like this that they don't have like a way to pay their like a living.
Let's go for the questions in the back, yes.
What's next for this film, and what's next for you?
What's next for this film? Well, it hasn't been screened. Screened?
Yes.
It hasn't been screened in Spain yet. No. So it's gonna be screened in the end of the month. But we went to San Sebastian Film Festival when it went great, and I won. Yeah. And I don't know. It's going to lots of festivals, like little festivals. So, and it's gonna be screening in the end of the month. So let's see. And for me, I don't know. I'll see. I'm waiting to see what next thing I do.
And yes.
I have
Let's
a
see if I
question,
hear you.
just a base question. Was Donnie, was he the father of the baby?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, okay. And then the second question is, was it hard to do those scenes with your father when you guys start pushing each other in the apartment? Like, sort of, agitating one another?
I was really scared for those scenes because I thought we were gonna like mixed feelings or emotions, but in the end it was really technical. Yeah, like there was a person who helped us to like have kind of a choreography. But in the end, I was looking to my father with like a lot of anger, which was, it was weird. But I think it looked good in the end. So.
Yeah.
So there's another question in the back. No,
So we saw you go through so many hardships, so many big dimensions for a young person, and it seemed like the very last line that you spoke was like the kind of the thread that went through all of them, and I wondered. Your emotions seemed so authentic. So, like when you started crying without any big drama, was that hard to achieve?
I think Belen was really worried about the last scene. She keep telling me before we start to shoot, saying like, what about the last scene? How we do the last scene? I wasn't worried at all about the last scene. I'm a really sensitive person, like me, Greta, not Sarah. I'm really, really sensitive. When I read the script, I keep crying all the time when I was reading it. But then I tried to understand that this character was really strong, so I couldn't cry like during the movie. Sarah couldn't cry in the whole movie until the end. So doing this movie was really hard too, because as you see, she doesn't stop. Like she's like doing all the time stuff, moving, like doing stuff, and I was really tired doing this movie. It was it was one of my first movies, but I remember every day I arrived home and I was like, I can't do anything. I can just go to sleep. And next day again and again, and it was like a long shooting. And the last scene we did it kind of in the end of the movie, so all the movie was really touching for me and moving for me, and I kind of went into Sarah. I kind of understood what she was going through. So the last scene was just like, as you see, like people, well, just asking stuff, and she's probably like thinking, if you knew, like, everything I've been through until I arrived here. So I was just like there and letting myself leave that moment. It wasn't that hard. It wasn't that hard.
We have time for one more question.
Thank you for the rest of things you told me.
Some of the person in the
Yes,
front.
so the baby was adorable, and the baby, of course, has no acting ability. So how do you get the relationship between you and the baby to look so authentic? Did you spend a lot of time with the baby?
I did a little bit, yeah. Before we started shooting, I went to the house of the parents. They live far to go from the center. And I spent time with the baby. I love babies though, I love babies. And it was hard because the relationship with Sarah, with the baby, is not really emotional. So that was kind of, she doesn't really know why she has this baby, you know. But we got a really like easy baby. He didn't cry, like never. Like maybe one day he cried, but it was really easy to do it with him. So it wasn't that, it could have been like really difficult because shooting with a baby normally can be like really hard, but it wasn't. Like, they did auditions with babies, so they did it pretty good. They did. I saw thousands of babies. Yeah.
Time for one more? Yeah, one more. There was someone in the back that had their hand raised. Yes.
I did.
How long did the shooting take?
Not much.
Yeah, because the baby didn't seem to get older.
No, you don't know. In America, it works so different. In Spain, 7 weeks.
Wow.
7 weeks, and it's a lot to be Spain. Well, if it's a huge production, maybe you do it for 2 months. But the last movie I did before this one, that it was for Netflix, so it was more a huge movie with Isabel Crochet. It was 4 weeks.
Well, thank you so much, Greta, for being here. And
Thank you.
for the questions.
See you.